Okay. Oh my goodness, we're live. Hi.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Yay.
Hi.
Yay.
Can you hear us? Is everything okay? Let us know. I'm gonna turn down the music just a little bit. Hi, Joanna. Hello, Michael. And Ria, welcome in. Good time zone. Hi, Maku. And
Hello,
also
everybody.
Axel. Hey, welcome in. Let us know how the audio is so we can fix it if you cannot hear very well. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Yay. Audio is good? Amazing. Yes, perfect. We did it.
So
Everybody smile.
I am also here. Hello. I'm also here on Instagram live for a bit. So I figured that a lot of our Instagram users don't know that we do this every month. And so we can tune in this way. I'll have, if you want to send in, by the way, for y'all on Instagram, if you want to send in some questions for us, we're talking about a creative way to learn languages. I technically use this method, but I'm being schooled by the linguistics students a little bit more on some more details and how we can kind of add in this whole language laddering concept into it as well. So I'm really excited about that. If you see me looking like in different directions, that's why. We got one live over here, one here, and then I need to get your comments on YouTube on the iPad. So this is some kind of liveception going on right now. Kind of,
Make sure that you mute everything, otherwise it's gonna.
Yeah, working on that.
Yes. So we're talking about music today, right? And it's very interesting because I was talking with different people about this to ask for people to join the live stream, and so many people have experience learning or experimenting with music and languages, but at the same time I don't think we talk about it too much. There's a lot of talk about TV series and movies and books, you know, and speaking with people in general. And for the audio part, there's a lot of talk about podcasts, but not that much about music. And I was thinking about filling that gap today with Ray and everybody here. So go ahead and let us know in the chat, whatever live stream you're in, if you use music and songs in any way to study your languages. And let us know your experience with it, and if you pursue it regularly, or if it's not for you. I would like to have a nice conversation with knowing how everybody does these things. What you say, Ray?
Yes, so please tell us how you use music in your language learning, or if you have any questions for us, then at any point in this live stream, please comment. It's really fun for us to interact with what you say as well as talk. But it's an interesting one because I just recently put out my language goals, and I also have a goal of using more music, especially for the languages that I have in that tegi, in that maintenance level. My brain faltered because even when I write it down in my Notion, I label it tegi, like waiting, pending languages, where they are not my main languages, but I don't want to forget them, and I also want to interact with them in a more creative and fun way. And so we often talk about languages, and we always want to find this really technical way of working with it, or some very practical use. And I don't know, that's just not fun enough for us. Languages and the way that we like to talk about it here, it's way more hobby oriented, as well as like getting into the cultural perspective, and all of that is best when you are being artistic, being creative, being silly, having fun. So yeah, I'm really excited to hear also what you guys do and what Anna does, most importantly.
Yeah,
I'm
speaking of
I'm so
music,
curious.
can I remind everybody that we have just today published new collaborator links for our Spotify playlists. We're not sponsored by Spotify or anything like that, but we created this playlist for us language learners so we can add our favorite music and have playlists for language specific study, right? So you can find there's like a one big playlist that has all the music in all the different languages. I'm gonna check right now how much music is in there because dude, I added today a lot of tracks and it was actually massive, I'm telling you. So let's take a look. The biggest playlist has already 49 followers and it has 2,558 songs in all languages. Not all the languages, many languages, let's say, yes. And then we have, I have not counted them, but more than 20 language-specific playlists. The most popular are Japanese, Korean, and Italian, apparently, which is interesting to me. But we have also less popular languages like Ukrainian and Icelandic and Indonesian. So you can find your and if you want to become a collaborator for this language playlist, the links are available today in our news channel on Discord. And I'm gonna send the link to join the Discord right now. You can find it also in the description. Right, Ray, do you want to say also what other cool things happen in the Discord if you want?
Yes, sure. So we do a lot of cool things on the Discord. I love Maku is writing via Instagram right now, by the way, because of YouTube, our YouTube challenge. But essentially, we have so much. We have we have chat rooms for basically everything. We share memes with each other, we share our writing updates, we have book clubs, we have language clubs, and all of this is free. And then if you want to become a polyglot bestie and share your progress, get motivation, do weekly activities with us, a bit more targeted, as well as a surefire community that will always be there, then you can upgrade to be a bestie. And when you're a bestie, you get free events as well, and we meet twice a week. So we have 2 accountability meetings now, which is crazy. So that's one more than the last time we talked. And yes, so we have on Wednesday in the nighttime for Europe, but in the morning time for the US or afternoon. And we have a meeting on Sundays, which is early morning for the US and midday for Europe, which is the more popular and our traditional. We've had this meeting going on for a long time. It's actually been 2 years, and it's really amazing because most accountability meetings fizzle out. So you start and you enjoy yourself for a little bit, and then everybody's so motivated, and then after 2 months or so, ghost town. And that's one of the benefits of opting into this, is that we won't have that issue. You won't have that issue because we've proven it. We're here for the long run.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Also, I'm very sorry for the timeout, Mako. I'm not sure what happened. It's probably a misclick by either me or somebody else. I'm not too used in using a YouTube live stream, so I that was not on purpose, but Mako-chan. We have already some answers in this chat, so let me read them out loud. Ria said, by the way, sorry, if I say it wrong, could you correct me? I don't know if it's Raya or Ria. I will call you Peach at the moment, so I don't make mistakes, hopefully. I often use music to work on pacing and pronunciation. Oh, hearing how people blend sounds and vowels when speaking or singing fast helps me speak and understand my target language better. That is like such a nice take on this. Pacing and pronunciation are difficult sometimes because we hear people talk in so many different contexts, so many different emotional states, right? And it could be difficult to kind of copy every single situation because we hear it one time and that's it. So singing is definitely a good way to get accustomed to many of these things. And I actually know some Instagram channels, Instagram profiles who teach languages through music like that, and they have like rapping kind of like with the music bass and speaking, and it's so creative, and I am so such a big supporter of these methods. I love it very much. What do you say, Raya? Do you have something to add to that?
No, I mean, yeah, I also I've never really used music for more than like specific words or some kind of it's always too poetic. I think this also might have something to do with the language that you're studying as well. For example, if I'm studying Chinese, like when I listen to a Chinese song, I'm always like, okay, why'd you have to say it like that? Why are they saying it like this? Why are they saying it like that? I mean, I'm so confused, but I do know that is also part of the Chinese heart, you know, like this poetic aspect as well. So I feel like I don't get that anywhere else, and so I do really try to work with it for that reason. But it's super interesting to talk about the blending of sounds and things like that, because you know, a lot of people say, okay, well, the way that people sing and the way that people speak is very different, but it is true that certain things are enunciated. So maybe you wouldn't catch it when someone is speaking. I have a specific example because yesterday I've been like very slowly teaching my partner how to speak Japanese, and very, very slowly. So I'll give him like a word a day or something. And yesterday we were learning how to say '𝕬𝕖, which means, oh, it matches you, or you look good in it. It fits you. You say, 𝕬𝕬𝕬. And I guess to his Chinese ear, it sounded like 你要我吗, which is NSFW, so I won't tell you what it means. It basically means like you want me, right? And he couldn't stop saying why in between. And I think this is also an English thing too, because when you have E and A together, it very naturally becomes a Y. Like in Korean as well, you literally, when you add E and A, it equals Y, right? So the whole time he kept saying 𝕬𝕬𝕬, 𝕬𝕬𝕬. And I was like, it's so close and it's so like at the same time. And every time I said it, he's like, I don't hear the difference. But me as a Japanese speaker, I'm like, it's completely different. 𝕬𝕬𝕬 and 𝕬𝕬𝕬 is not the same. So so when I think about the potentiality of using a song to really hear how those vowels blend and pop, is actually really good. And I think for Swedish it would also be, because again, it takes away the pressure of having to understand so heavily, and you can really focus in on those diphthongs and play around with how it feels in your mouth. So I like that.
That's
really
so
good.
interesting. I wanted to add just a small thing, because you're saying like how to be more accurate could be one goal. I remember when I learned English through songs, for me it was a way to be less accurate, because learning languages through textbooks, I was talking like, I am Anna, I am 27 years old. And so when you're listening to a song, you kind of learn how to connect all the words, how to say gonna instead of going to, for example. So sometimes it can be a way to also get in touch to that slangy, connected, flowing way of talking that you wouldn't probably be able to get in touch with if it wasn't through, you know, a rhythmic and repeated way like it could be in a song. It's such an interesting topic. We're gonna go back to it in a second. Let's read also other comments. Michael said, I take the written lyrics on the bus with noise cancelling headphones and putting the lyrics in a little plastic photo book. Oh my goodness, I love the specificity. And sing as the artist is singing. You practice pronunciation, intonation, cadence. It's a kind of shadowing too. It is. That's a key word, the shadowing. Also, hello, Jazz. Welcome in. Yes, it is. It's definitely, and it's the easier shadowing, in my opinion, because if you like the song, you also have a motivation, like to shadow, right? Mm-hmm.
It's true. Yeah, it's a bit simpler as well because music helps. Like, I don't know if you've ever heard or seen videos of people who, when they speak, they have a really thick accent, which is fine. And then, but when they sing, the accent melts away. Or I've also seen a lot of videos recently of people like, how come when Australian singers sing, you don't hear their accent? Or something like that. So naturally, when you sing, there are certain aspects that do go away, but it does leave what I would say the mutually intelligible aspects, or the aspects that are like super necessary for you to understand. So for example, in a Spanish song, I find that music helped me the most in Spanish. I didn't really use it as much in other languages, but with Spanish, I don't love Spanish dramas, for example, so I went heavier on music. And you will still hear a lot of the like the hard R sounds and like where the tongue rolls, and you will also hear some parts of like where in I don't know how to explain it exactly, but the tone, so where in the nasal cavity it hits. So these things are not necessarily accented pieces, but they are essential pieces to Spanish and translating the vibe of how you want to say something. So yeah, it can be more potent than people assume.
Yeah, yes, I love that. Also, yeah, I realized that the name is Raya. I'm sorry. Short for, I would still read that Moria like the Lord of the Ring place. So thank you for explaining. It's Raya. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yes, perfect. So I love the conversation we got going in chat. Feel free to share if you have comments about anything or questions. Why not? Maybe you're not too accustomed to use music in your studies and you want to learn more. It's a safe space to ask all the questions. There are no stupid questions, they're saying. Yes, Mako-chan says, I try to learn Japanese songs from anime opening because they mostly are with Japanese karaoke style, so I can practice quick reading it. Yeah,
that's true.
Yes,
that's true. Yeah. Japanese karaoke style and romaji or furigana always.
And even like as you watch anime, they usually have the karaoke lyrics on the screen, like when the opening is playing, so you can do casually just shadow a little bit while you watch anime. That's great. And for English, I just learned songs to remember. Hell yeah. And I know that you're learning English through songs at the moment, so that's very inspiring. I also did that, so Mako, I'm a big supporter of this method. Yes. Hello, Grace. Welcome in. I love using music to study and teach Korean. I think that's teach. Sorry if I don't. Yeah, it's for teach. That's great. I think one of the things that is important to keep in mind, especially if you're a beginner, and I also teach with music to intermediate students usually for me, because we have the tendency of wanting to learn to understand every single thing. And when we're a beginner, sometimes, songs can have kind of a funky grammar or like not like a very creative way of using language that could be confusing if you take it as like this is how the language should be. It's all like very fluid in a way. We cannot like say it's song by song, right? But it's good to keep in mind, especially when you're a beginner. It could be a little bit tricky, but definitely 100%. Mm-hmm.
I think what's nice is some bloggers and some teachers, like especially if you have a tutor and you like studying this way, you can ask for songs that include specific things. So this used to be my thing for Spanish, but I needed a song for every grammar structure that I learned. So every new grammar structure that I remembered, I needed something to like solidify it, burn it into my memory that this is the way that you change the verb. So even as a absolute beginner, you can do that. So if you have a specific goal for the song and you're like logging that into your brain, then you don't need to understand the whole song, like what Anna is saying. So we have to kind of, if you are more beginner / intermediate, I mean, and to be honest, at any level, because again, songs, it really varies. Like sometimes it's really out there and you're really not sure what they're talking about. There's this Swedish song called Kurt Cobain, I think. And and it is the funnest song. I love the song, I love the video. And I remember asking my friends like, oh, what does this song mean? What does she mean when she says this part? And he looked at me so like nonchalantly, I don't know. Like I have no clue. And I was like, this is why we need to stop judging ourselves so much, because also native speakers are also like, that's intriguing a lot of the times that you hear songs. So it's more about like vibing with it and learning what you do want to learn from it. So sorry, backtracking to the original plot of the movie, but I was saying that I use it for very targeted goals. So for example, when I was a beginner in Spanish, I remember the really basics, like Spanish student song is like I don't even remember the lyrics anymore. Oh my god, I don't remember, but it's really basic song. If I remember, I will definitely put it in the Gladly Global server later in the music channel. Just because I know exactly what song it is, and I know it will pop up immediately because it's basic as hell. But the whole thing says, like, there's the grammar structure, voy a hacer una cosa. So I'm going to do something. So it's like voy a vivir, voy a bailar. Was it? I think it's vivir mi vida or something like that. Live my life. But yes, and then another one is, there is a song that is again very slow but very pretty, and I think the song is called Darte un beso, which means give you a kiss, and it uses the subjunctive a few times because the whole idea is it's his wish. He falls in love with a mermaid and she doesn't talk, and he's trying to say like, oh, I wish you could be the love of my life forever, and like I hope that you're happy forever and that you're healthy and beautiful. And so espero que something, and then they will use the subjunctive conjugation, and so that's my song for subjunctive. So if I ever forget, I just like go back into lyrics and I'm like, okay. This is the context.
That is so funny. Yeah, I remember whenever like my students like ask me a question about maybe a structure, that song will pop in my head. Like I don't know why I know it, but it's just like a song said it one time, and so that's how I learned that maybe an idiomatic expression or something. And it's very interesting that and a very effective way to like remember structures or expressions. Yes. We are a little behind with the chat. Let's catch up.
Yeah, we need to read some.
Michael said, also know that on Chrome you can slow down the speed of the song. Oh, wow. And I guess you could write in one target language or record an audio in one target language. Write in talking about a song. That's a good prompt. Yes, definitely.
Anna and I have a secret Japanese YouTube channel where we did Christmas songs, but in Japanese.
Hell yeah,
You'll
we
never
did.
find it. but
I shared it on the stream the other day. I'm sorry.
We need to do those again, though. I know we can't just like, we need to redo them better, because even my singing is really terrible. But that's okay. Ignoring that, in terms of a language exercise, though, it was really good. So we took these classic songs and we translated into Japanese first with the way that we imagined it, and then we sat down with a Japanese friend and had them be like, oh, but this way is cuter, or this one kind of vibes awkward to me, or something like that. So we got to encapsulate the energy of the song, which is also a really good exercise. When you're translating, it's that you're not trying to translate word for word or do it in a technical way, but be creative in and of yourself with your like current knowledge of the language and how you want to portray that language. So I had a lot of fun doing it, and even until now I love the lyrics of the Japanese version that we made. I hate the videos of my singing, but no, that's not true. I like the videos. I hate my singing, but
no, it's a good memory, you know, it's those things you do when you're young. Yes. Speaking of music, by the way, I also just published a new album, and we're gonna touch this later, talking about interlanguages. But if you wanna check it out, I challenged myself into writing in different languages in the same song, and I honestly, I thought it was very difficult, but no, it wasn't, because there is like such a connection that you create with certain words and certain expressions. I feel like it's such a good way to be able to use things that you would not be able to use otherwise, while you're talking with people, or you know, just writing on your diary or something. It is something that is artistic in per se, and if you have never tried to do something like this, but you want to do it, change the lyrics of a song, maybe keep use a melody and you know, something that exists already, and change the words and make your own in a different language. Is just such a fun thing to do. And this said, thank you if you feel like you want to check out my songs, and let's go on reading the messages. You want to read, Ray?
Sure. Yes.
We have Grace message late next.
Okay. Yes, but it's true that a lot of lyrics in Korean are too flowery or too chopped up for me, and yeah, for sure, especially the older ones, like they are writing the weirdest crap in the songs, and it's on purpose. Like they're just, it feels like, you know, Max, some guy from another country just randomly wrote some things that were catchy. So some of them you need to be careful about, but especially ballads are great ones. I think if you think about the genre and how the information is being portrayed, then you will kind of be able to guess if it's a good study song or not. Let's see. Also, Jazz says, I've never really used song to learn or study, but more as a way to do passive listening or to learn more about and immerse myself in the culture.
Now it's time to sing, Jazz. Sing in the shower. All the songs.
Yes.
It is time.
We're challenging you to take it a step further.
Yes.
Although, of course, it's really good too. Like one of our most high-performing Instagram posts for this year, which is really simple one, but it was like really low effort language activities, because I mean, sometimes you need to do things low effort. Sometimes, you know, little effort is better than none. And actually that passive learning does a lot more than you think. I wanted to do it last year and I didn't get the chance to do it, but next year I'm 100% going to do like a really big video about slow language learning and why it's actually better for you. Works better, sticks longer. Okay, next one. I'm trying to catch up here.
Mm-hmm.
Michael said there's a station on the Radio Garden app called 𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚. I'm guessing that that's not actually how it's pronounced, considering that it's Korean, but I don't know how to read Romaji for Korean. And the singers sing K-dramas very clearly. That's cool. That's really interesting. What a concept. Like, people for language learning, we sing songs very clearly. You know? I love that.
I love that.
Yeah, I love it too.
Yeah, I saw recently there's something called slow news, where they say news but very slowly, which is also an interesting concept. So maybe that's a trend that is coming.
Yes, I do know about the slow news. I know that a lot of countries who have a lot of immigrants are trying to do that. So for Sweden, they do have simple news, like broken down really simply into baby sentences, articles, and they have simple Swedish like news podcast or something like that is funded by the governments. I don't know if other countries do that, but I've heard that it is one of those like promoted ways for governments to encourage assimilation if you have high immigration level. I'm sure it definitely exists for English. Sure.
Yeah, that's so cool. I know that it exists for Italian as well. But that's great. I love that. All right. Yes. So Raya says, I almost forgot reading. I read the lyrics and try to sing along even if I don't understand, to have with my reading speed. Hell yeah. Yeah, there's another shadowing. It's more like reading shadowing. So you're using reading and listening and speaking kind of at the same time. So so that's great. I love those kind of interskill exercises. It's amazing for your brain. It's gonna be like, what is happening at the beginning, but then it's gonna be so useful. Good job. Yes. Yes, exactly. You can you pick up the lyrics more quickly. We practice. Exactly. Yes. Repetition is key.
Jazz says, when I was in middle school, I loved anime and anime songs and had a number of them memorized without knowing what a single word meant. Listen, okay, but this is like a whole nother thing because I have the reverse issue now, that there are these songs that I loved, K-pop, anime, that I learned without understanding anything. And now when I hear the songs, I can't hear the real words. So I'm like fluent in Korean and Japanese, but if I hear those songs, I'm like, what are they saying? I can't hear anything except the words that I originally learned back when I didn't understand shit.
I get it. Oh my god.
It's problematic.
Oh my god. It's so true. Yeah, I need to concentrate very hard to understand. Oh my god, that's actually a good point. Interesting.
Yeah. But when I read it again later, and then I'm like, when I read it, I go, oh, okay. But like when I'm listening to it, I immediately forget what I read, and I go back to hearing.
I forget an entire language.
Yeah.
Oh my.
It's so funny.
Yes, lower songs like ballads or R&B or something similar. It's definitely good for beginning. Don't go study any Eminem if you're a beginner in English. Start with the easy stuff, yes, and then build up. It's important, at least for me, that you really like the melody of the song. So I cannot just learn any song, to be honest.
Yes. If you are studying a specific language and you want a song recommendation to study it, drop the language below right now, and when I get there, I will try to think of one. Yes. And if I don't think of one during the stream, then we will send you one through the Discord server, which you guys all are in, right?
Yes. Yeah. A small reminder to become a collaborator of the playlist you're interested in. For Gladly Global, we have so many playlists. If you don't if you don't care about becoming a collaborator, you can just listen to the playlist, and I will send you the profile here.
Yes. Also, I have a question. Did anyone come here from Instagram? Because I have this Instagram. So many people have come in and left. I'm hoping that they're coming to the YouTube when they notice that, oh, snap, this is a YouTube live. So if you came here from YouTube, please let me know because, yeah.
From Instagram,
Sorry, from Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And then, let's see. Ioana said, I love to be exposed to a lot of vocabulary and I don't feel satisfied about that when I listen to music. On the other hand, it's really good for pronunciation.
Yes. Oh, it's Vivir Mi Vida, the song from before.
Yes, thank you. So I actually did remember the word, the name, but then I wasn't sure. Thank you so much, Michael. I see, as I said, I knew if you know, you know. It's one of those really basic ones, but it's a good basic one.
Yeah, if you have other suggestions for songs to learn languages, we have a music channel. It's called Music Inspo in our Discord server. It has a blue heart, so you can find it easier. And you can send any song there for everybody to share. So feel free to share those, Michael, later in the Discord server. Thank you very much.
Yes. I love it. I see that Michael shared one specifically for subjunctive, which again, I love that. I love songs with goals. It is a series that I would love to do with Gigi as well. I did it a long time ago with a few K-pop songs that I liked, but it would be cool to do it in a much more short form way, because I think I used to break down the whole song. Which is a lot of work. But if each song had like just something and you could just grab something from each song, it could be cool. I'm also seeing, where are we? So Maku said, oh wait, first everyone was trolling us for the Japanese channel. Yeah, it's not so secret. You can actually watch it. I was just teasing because most people don't know about it. But we actually have some really videos that I do like that were not music, but just like funny videos that we did in all Japanese. Yeah. So if you're studying Japanese and you want to use them to study, you can. There's a video about Japanese people trying Jamaican food. We had a series called Is It the Honmono, where we went to
we watched it on stream the other day.
We went to restaurants and honmono means authentic, sort of, and so we wanted to see if these like places were authentic. So we went to Italian restaurant, looked at that, for example. That was really fun, and if we had more time and energy, we would have continued, but it was just that like
too much.
It was a lot. Like we're barely keeping up with Gigi as it is, and we're like, okay, this was a fun dream, but maybe we should not do this.
It's still there though. You can.
Yeah, I think one day in the future when we're rich and we have like 10 editors, we'll go back to doing that.
Yeah.
We'll fly to Japan twice a year, do some visit the honmono.
Dude, yes.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. And Jules says, I use. Oh, sorry. Actually, no. Let me not.
Hi, Jules. By the way. Hello.
Yeah. Hello. Let me not skip that. We're also talking about Radio Garden some more, and I'm guessing that they have lots of stuff for different languages. At first I thought it was just a Japanese thing, or I don't remember what language you mentioned earlier. But
Korean,
it has a lot of different Korean, yeah.
Can somebody share Radio Garden on our study resources in the Discord server, please?
Nice.
It would be nice. I want to check it out.
Yes, the Jamaican polyglot just arrived from IGTU too. Yes, that's great. I'm glad. The Romanian Weekly is watching on Instagram, so that's cool too. He just commented. Hello, welcome. And then let's see. Jules said, I use music with learning many languages. Sometimes I listen to some I don't intend on listening to, and it makes me want to learn enough just to listen to that one artist's entire discography. Yes, I entirely understand that. That has actually been happening to me casually for many languages for a long time. like long, because I have a very long language list that I want to learn eventually. And I just casually add things to that list, even if it's completely unrealistic. So one of the activities I'll do is I'll just listen to top 50s on Spotify for any country randomly, or the like international top 50. If you do international top 50, 90% of the songs are Indian, especially on YouTube, because like Indians listen to a lot of, produce and listen to a lot of music. There's too many of them. um but I got a bunch of Vietnamese songs that actually just sound like K-pop, like not K-pop, like K-drama songs, specifically not K-pop, K-drama songs. Those like those very sweet voice, cute, vibes. You can imagine someone bicycling to to grab a latte with someone, and it's so beautiful, and I'm like, maybe I need to learn Vietnamese. It's just like songs be rizzing me up,
Oh my god. Thank you, Mako, for sharing Radio Garden. I appreciate that, man.
Thank you.
Yes.
And you want to read something?
Yeah, sure. Let's take a look. The Monaco 24 channels on Spotify have some great stuff, and some have made playlists. I see. I'm not sure I'm familiar with this. I don't know about you, Ray, but yes. Yes, I'm sure there are so many playlists for learning languages. We decided to make some for Gladly Global, so we can have a close one that is more personal to us. So we ask members of the community to add songs. So we open the collaborator links to everybody in the community once in a while. So a few times a year, you can also enter and become part of the song adding crew, I guess. If you want to add your own songs. Eurovision playlists also are a good idea for sure, 100%, but it's only a Eurovision country, so that could be a little exclusionary for others. So definitely let's include everybody.
Yes. I was thinking, I found a lot of really shitty Chinese rap songs recently. And they're funny, but they're objectively not good. I don't know. I mean, some people will like them, I'm sure. But I thought about it. I'm like, I really want to share these songs, but I refuse to put them in the Chinese
Right.
global playlist because they're not that great. But also, someone needs to see this. Like, I was like, I need to make a separate playlist just called Bad Chinese Songs. I love it though. Like, I should grace you guys with some things. I will find just find one to share that you can listen to individually in your homes. I won't put it on the internet, but they're really funny.
Yeah. Not just considering earlier we were talking about anime intros, learning by heart. It felt like speaking in tongues. Yeah, well, that's what it was. Well, basically, it's so cool. I love that we all had this separate, same experience with anime intros. It's actually, I feel seen. It's very interesting. Let's see. All right. Yes. Yes. I'm not sure where to share. There are so many options on the page. If there is, I sent you a private message, I'm pretty sure, Michael, with the channels where you can ask for study questions or share study resources. So it would be the latter if you want to share.
Yes. And I'm looking at Jamaican Polyglot, and he says, I think it's funny that the first song that I tried to really learn in Spanish was Despacito by Luis Fonsi. Yankee. I had to slow it down to half speed to mimic the pronunciation. Once I finally got it, that made it so much easier to understand Puerto Rican Spanish. Daddy Yankee is basically the equivalent of Eminem in Spanish, so in theory, not great for starters, but it worked. And you know, I should say that I do like this approach as well. I'm kind of weird like that, and I think generally language learners shy away from doing things that seem really out of their depth. But I kind of feel like we should do the opposite. You do stuff where, I mean, it's completely unknown and you just don't put the pressure to walk away with much. Like, you can walk away with one word and that's okay too. But sometimes when you embark on this challenge of like playing with something very difficult, you can spend so long on something so basic. Like, you could turn that song, let's say this Daddy Yankee song, into a textbook, and you could go line by line for like half a year. And you know, so it's, to me, that's so much more fulfilling. And speaking with friends and being, hey, what does this, and so I'm working on these 2 sentences this week, and what does that mean, and oh, this is a Puerto Rican thing, that blah blah blah. And you end up learning so much in such a targeted way, and in a way that you know for sure that the language that you're processing is very natural. So I tend to do that. Like, if I see a native message or something, I have folders saved on my phone with just like long ass messages that people have sent, or maybe a social media thing that I saw and I just screenshot it, go, language lesson for later. And that is generally how I get into studying, without using a textbook. And it doesn't have to be a song, of course, it can be lots of things, but song especially. Sometimes you can just dive into something difficult and see what you can take from that. And actually, one other thing to note from this is that he got Puerto Rican Spanish from that. So we didn't talk about that because we were like, oh, accents fall away. But there are also certain songs and languages that do present these differences that you cannot often hear anywhere else. Like, ask Anna about like her language, like her native language, because Anna, do you have like songs that actually encapsulate this accent, that you can hear it, or I don't know.
In Italian, you mean? That's...
Not in Italian, in Venetian.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. I mean, it's a little tricky because in Italy, every region has their own language, more or less. So at that point, it's a different language. Most of the time, is if you're making music, it's not Italian, it's Venetian, so it's a different language. So of course, it's gonna have a different accent. But in general, it's very easy to distinguish singers from the north or the south, for sure, 100%. If it's in Italian, definitely there's some kind of an accent, because it's such a heterogeneous country. The accents are so strong, 100%. So that's how it is. I would say it's the same way. I feel like some songs I sing with an accent because the artist has an accent, and I replicate the accent without thinking about it, because at that point it's part of the experience, right? It's the melodies, the intonation, everything is connected. So
yeah. So like, if somebody asks me how do they learn Jamaican, for example, like, there are books, there are websites, there are YouTube channels. But I honestly think that the biggest resource for Jamaican is music, is songs, because we don't hold back. I mean, and it's extremely natural. So you also see how the Jamaican interacts with the English. So just like, for example, Afrobeats is super popular right now. You listen to an Afrobeat song, I have no idea what they're saying. But it's very clear that every 2 sentences there's like an English phrase, an English bit, and that in and of itself is interest. Like, that is how it works. And so it's good to see it in that context. And I think more people are used to seeing Jamaican patois, and so in their mind they're like, oh, it's super similar, but like what's happening is that we are mixing it constantly in each sentence and whatnot, and you can also tell which words or what the vibe is, because in some songs we might say the English word, and in other songs we might say the Jamaican word, for example. And also Jamaican evolves a lot, way faster than we are producing educational materials, because Jamaicans do not, vast majority of Jamaicans do not really vibe with a formal version of Jamaican, or don't aim to teach it. And so when we produce educational tools, it's like once every 10 years. When that happens, but 2 years pass, there's so many new words, so many different ways we're spelling it differently, because we don't have a standardized writing system. So songs are like the greatest resource, because if you're looking at the songs, like for example, recently, every song, not every song, but a lot of the recent songs will have the intro guy go, "Hey, na malalai," or something like that in the beginning. And that's a phrase that is new for in the last couple of years. Like my parents do not know this phrase, but it is very popular right now. So yes.
That is so interesting. I feel like all of these things might spark so many different discussions. So I'm very happy to maybe like continue this also another time. Let's take a look at the comments. I don't think it's funny. Sorry. Well, the Jamaican polyglot said, I think it's funny that the first song that I tried to really learn is... we read. Sorry. My bad.
I think we're at Jules. Yeah.
Jules, yeah. My aunt's friend invites her to Chinese karaoke night, and she sometimes brings me and her friends, but most of the songs are in Chinese and I don't know much Mandarin yet. It is time to learn a song. There are very easy ones. There are very easy ones. Take a look at the... Yep.
No, sorry, go ahead.
No, there's take a look at the Chinese languages Spotify playlist that we made, because there are some very, very easy songs. I added one that is about love. It's like I love you, this kind of words, so it's very standard words that you learn at the beginning. So that's great. Yes. Please take a look.
I'm also sharing Banma because it's a very slow song. So it's not particularly like, I wouldn't say it's super easy. It's still like the language content itself is still intermediate, but the song is quite slow and pretty easy to sing. And it's also one of those like popular ones. So if you sing it, then like a classic popular thing from maybe early like 2010s kind of thing, and people will be impressed if you can sing it. I think IU, like Korean artist, also always covers this song when she performs in China or Taiwan, so it's a good one that you could check out. Yeah. Otherwise, I always do this, but like if I'm at like a karaoke night and they're using the karaoke system, I will just like switch to YouTube casually and sing an English song or a song that I know in whatever language, because the Chinese system does not always have, if it's an older one, does not always have international music. So that's just like 101 on how to karaoke with with avid karaokeers. Every Chinese home has a karaoke system.
It's so interesting. Yes. I love that. Yes. I feel like we don't have enough time to talk about the interlanguaging part, so maybe we can we can move that. I feel like it's such a big thing anyway, so I'm glad that we spoke so much about music. It's so interesting to know everybody's way and of studying, and also experiences from the past. It's such an enriching, discussion. So I'm very grateful. And since I want to give this interlanguaging thing its own time, because we were talking about it before the stream. It's a concept that has such potential, and we want to share it. But maybe we can make it our topic for next month. What do you say, Ray? Would that work? Yes.
Yes, that's great. I love the momentum, which means you guys can mark it down on your calendar. We can decide together, right?
Oh yeah, it's usually the first Saturday of the month, so it would be the 2nd of December. Saturday.
I can do 2nd of December because I will be traveling.
You can't. Do you want to do it?
No, Kailun will be traveling, not me. Never mind.
So you will be in Jamaica at that point.
I will be in Florida, and Kai will fly from Sweden to Florida. My partner will come to Florida to meet me. So I was thinking I will not be, but yes.
Oh, nice. So we can fix it on December 2nd.
Yes.
Next month. Perfect. Oh wow. Where it's gonna be also the end of the year, so maybe we can split and talk a little bit about expectations for the next year as well. That would be very great. But I enjoyed so much all the interaction with the chat today. It was so nice to hear.
It was a pop and chat.
Yes.
We had vibes today.
All right, so homework for everybody, not homework, like something to do for everybody after today's live stream is...
Anna is too nice to y'all. It's homework.
It's homework. So by next Polyglots Talk, so you have a month, let's learn a song and sing it in the shower or something. Sing it while you cook, or together with your friends. Go to karaoke if you have the option to do that. Learn one song in your target language, no matter how easy it is. You can also Google like easy songs to learn Norwegian or something, and it's definitely do that. That's your homework. We're gonna ask you next month. Watch us forget to ask you. I'm gonna write it down. Okay.
All right.
1 second, sorry. If we have posts about our experiences of language laddering using songs, where should we share them in the Discord? I think, let's see, feel free to also create a conversation in the general chat if you're not sure which channel it should go into. Definitely this one doesn't have a specific channel, but feel free to create a conversation in general. That's more than fine. No worries.
Yes. Yes. When in doubt, general, someone will help you.
Yeah, definitely 100%. In case you can ask, tag Anna or admin, we're there.
What is Maku's ... He refuses to sing with us.
No, Maku, I know you're learning songs already, so it shouldn't be too hard homework. You're doing it anyways.
I think he doesn't want to sing in the shower.
That's alright. You can sing, I don't know, take a walk in the woods and sing when you're by yourself in case.
Cover your head with a bag. You will not notice that you are singing. You can pretend
not a plastic
invisible.
Bag. Don't choke yourself.
Don't
Put your head on a pillow or something and scream. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much for stopping by, Joanna, Jules, the Jamaican polyglots, Michael, Maku, Jan, Axolotl,
Jan?
Jazz, Raya, yes, Lauin. Yeah, we had a really poppin' time. Thank you so much for being around. I mean, we touched on so many things we didn't expect to today.
Yeah,
so that's really great. We love when we can co-create this live experience with you, you know. It's so much more fun that way, and also more, I mean, the whole reason we want to do this in the format is in order to get your input and to encase forever your wisdom in addition to ours in these videos. You know?
Because
otherwise
we're not like we don't have more authority than anybody else who come over and shares their own experience, so we love to include you in this. That's the whole point. Anyways,
Maku just said it's because they're a perfectionist, and Maku, this is homework. You cannot avoid it, okay? You sent me on my birthday once a harmonized happy birthday in Polish. I remember, which means you now have a month to get over yourself and to enjoy your life, okay?
Yes. Yes, you can change the pitch. Maybe just sing it by yourself instead of singing on top of the music. So you can make it lower or sing it in the lower octave. There's so many options. So you don't make excuses, Remember, I know you can do it.
Do a verse out in the forest, in your bedroom,
Yes.
on YouTube, on stream. We're excited to hear, where did you take your GG challenge?
Oh yeah, if you want to like record yourself singing and share it, if you're brave, please do. Like, there are no rules against it whatsoever, so feel free. In music
I think I need to redeem myself and redo the Christmas songs we did. Just like, Anna, do you still have the backing for those? You can send them to me.
Yeah. I need to search on my old laptop. But I think
I will re-sing that, because just to end this on a completely different note, but like essentially what happened is, at that time I wasn't at all confident in myself, so I was afraid to like crack on high notes. So I sang incredibly flat so that I did not have to do anything special. And then now that I listen to it, I'm like, why? Just sing. Just sing. It's so flat and ugly. Damn.
That's all right. We're gonna redeem ourselves. Some kind of things you're like in the future, like, why the heck did I do that like this? But you did it, and it's like, if you didn't have that thing frozen in time, you wouldn't notice how much you improved, right? So that's also good to have.
I would have never thought to myself like, oh, you need to not sing flat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Why are you afraid? Like, when I watch it, I'm like, oh, that's literally my limiting beliefs affecting the outcome right there.
And actually do record yourselves when you sing in different languages and listen back to yourself. Even if you don't share it, it's such a good thing to listen to yourself again to see how it sounds. So do it. Yeah, 100%. And share it if you can, because we love to see it. All right, Ray, I think it is time.
It is time.
It is time to say goodbye singing, because we are talking about music. But yes, stay tuned for next month, the 2nd of December. We're going to talk about interlanguaging a little bit more. And good luck, everybody. Have a nice month.
So long, farewell. Avida saying goodbye.
We'll see you on Discord and everywhere you want to connect with us. If you want to tag us on Instagram or Twitter, anything, or sorry, X, whatever you feel like doing, we're here all the time. Thank you, guys.
There's a thumbs up pop-up. Did that happen in the real live? Did you see it?
Not in my life. Wait, did it?
I don't know, but when I did this on StreamYard, I saw, oh, we did it again.
Wow. Oh my goodness. That's so cool. Oh my god. All right. Okay. So everybody have a nice month. See you soon. Good luck.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye.